Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today, price analysis on Vechain. We've not covered it for, 10 days now, and we've had a bit of price action, and we've actually filled some of those orders that I mentioned in the previous video. We had that big pullback on Bitcoin, and what's just happened now, we've done a V-shaped recovery, and Bitcoin is pumping. It is touching that 25k region now. I think if we break through that, we're really going to see some fireworks, but remember, that is the high range level. It will take a big chunk to get through it, but if it does, you're going to see that continuation to altcoins in a minute. And although altcoins have followed the price up a little bit, we're looking at Vechain even on 4 hour. We've had a decent rise there considering, but if we just put the price range on from the lows there to the very highs, we've done a 20% move. I think there's a big move pending for altcoins, and we've got still a way to go. So last time when I did a video was around here, and I was saying look at these levels, these black levels for buying opportunities. They was at 2.1 cent, 2.6 cent. This region down here at 1.8 cent, we didn't actually quite get there. I mean, if you managed to ladder some orders in close at around 1.9, just shy of a cent, of 2 cent, then you would have been laughing, you would have picked some up. We didn't quite get into that support band there, and I mentioned this level down here, down at less than a cent. Might have been a little bit crazy looking at those levels, but the market is so indecisive, it's really hard to determine what's happening. But there's a few things that could really spark a bullish narrative across crypto over the course of the last few weeks. We've had Silicon Valley Bank, which is pretty much crashed. Within that, USDC got pulled down, and that has kind of put a bit of a dent in the arm of the banking system in the US. We've had a lot of, I think it was First Republic Bank, which I think at one point we're 80% down on opening, and then subsequently lots of other banks stopped trading within that within the US. So it's been a bit of a crazy time. We've got that. That's a bullish point for crypto. We've had that. If we look at this other chart, let me see if I've still got it on. Might not have it on anymore. This one, yeah. So I mentioned like in the past, look, whenever Bitcoin has hit the all-time highs, a year after we hit the lows, we do tend to gradually climb up. And same here, that happened in 2017. We hit a high a year after, we started that climb back up. And you could say that similar scenario has happened here. So moving forward, that is another bullish point, that we had that drop a year after, and then we started to increase price, and that's exactly what's happening so far. China narrative, Hong Kong narrative, AI narrative, there's a lot of things that are going to push crypto. Some legacy assets like Vechain, which are fundamental solid backs, are still going to start to push up. Maybe we're not going to get, I don't think we're going to get explosive action because it is a legacy asset. Currently they're not doing anything to attract new users. It's more of a industrial type blockchain, but for me I still think there's some big growth in it, and it's a decent asset. And let's see what goes on over the course of the next few weeks. I think if you're looking for buys, I mean, let's have a look at this in terms of Fibonacci from the bottom of there to the top. We lost that level down there. We nearly did that 68% retracement, and whenever I'm looking for investments, I tend to look around that region. If I was buying, which I'm not currently, then I would have placed some bids around there, and here, and those would have been hit. So I think now is a good time to buy. If though, for some miraculous reason, and the price does tend to drop down, you're going to look at buys back down there again at 1.9 and then 1.5 cent. Beyond that, we are looking for an up only move, and like I say, Bitcoin's pushing up to 25k. If you look to the right hand side, there's a little bit of red around here, a little bit of green, we've got some low caps, but altcoins have not really pushed. We're waiting for Bitcoin to do that explosive price action, which it's currently doing. I mean, it's jumped up around 20%. When that starts to go sideways and chill out a bit, you're going to see some big moves in altcoins, and we really need to consider profit, because if you've been buying over the course of the last, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, at some point you're going to have to take profit, and that's what we're going to look at in this video. Beyond here, I think this is a first good level at 3.3 cent. Even if you're buying now at this current price and you're selling there, that's still towards a 50% move, and that brings it up towards the high range of that entire move. So me, I think that's a really good opportunity to get a 50% move if you're buying now and selling up at around 3.3 cent. Beyond that, we're looking at levels of resistance, and as you can see in the past, we have major support around here, which will give us another target to aim for. So I mean, if you're looking at taking profit from current prices up to there, then you're talking around an 88% move, and I think that is a very viable move if this move is sustained across the markets, because we never know. We can get these narratives come in play. We can get a little bit of price action to the positive side when we reject and push down. So there's a lot of things going on. In the US, which I didn't mention also, is that potentially on the cards is a little bit of QE, which is quantitative easing. We know that happened during COVID. Then post-COVID, we went into quantitative tightening, where pretty much the US were pulling millions of dollars out per second from the stock market, which crashed the stocks, which also crashed crypto. Quantitative easing is bullish. They are now printing money and adding it back into the system. If they do that, it's still unofficial, but if they do start to fire that printer back up, you're really going to know about it in crypto, and you're really going to see the price of Bitcoin push up, and in within that effect, you're really going to see Vechain pushing up. So you're going to zoom out, and you're going to look at some targets and think, Jesus Christ, Andy, this has been sky high. It's been all the way up to 28 cents, and we're currently talking at price levels down at 2.2 cents. I think there's a good chance we do get some positive price action over the course of the next few months. I did probably last month. I said we're going to see maybe March. I said we're going to see some positive price action for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I might want to extend that now and really look at targets I put around. I've mentioned this region here, 3.3, but I think this is a given. That not a given, but I think there's a good chance that the price does push up to 4.4, and then we've got that region up at 5.2 cents. So for me, I'm looking to potentially buy a spot buy now and looking to take profit up at that 88% move. I think that's a good target to settle. If you've been buying down here and we do break at that range, do not be scared to take profit, because what you can do with that then, if it rejects from here, you can buy back in and you got some spare spondoolies to spend on what you want, or use it for another asset. Don't get too tied into the fact that Vechain's a solid asset. Don't get too emotionally attached, because you'll end up getting wrecked waiting for the price to regain all-time highs, when in reality it probably can, but it's a long way off even if it does. So use these lower resistance levels to take profit and maximize your net worth, because that is what it's all about. I've done it before in the past. I've been in crypto for 6 years now maybe, and I've been wrecked by a lot of projects. I mean, I could have taken profit on Vechain at 28 cents. I didn't. Took profit about 10 cents. You learn after a long time that taking profit is the key. Keep stacking your stablecoin assets. Well, after what's gone on recently, maybe not, but you know what I mean. Even if you're cashing out, putting into your bank, money in your bank is better than somebody else's bank. So just keep skimming profit off, even if it's 5% on each move or 10% or whatever you want. Work out a strategy to take profit. For me, I'm not going to talk about much more on Vechain, because all we need to do is concentrate on support and resistance levels. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Who gives a fuck about all the indicators if you get a little arrow telling you to buy or a little arrow telling you to sell? Or, I mean, I monitor the RSI sometimes and I look at these divergences for short-term trades, but all you need is support and resistance. What you could do is potentially put the EMA 200 on. When we're above that, we are bullish. Currently, we are below that, but we've had a breakout. Hopefully, if we get back above that, then you're really going to see some price action to a favourable side, and we'll start to push on and then hug that 200 and ride it back up towards these levels. So that's it. That's my thoughts on mainly the market and some thoughts on Vechain. Some levels to buy, some levels to sell. I think I might buy some spot and look to sell up here at around 88%, up at around 4.4 cents. Let's pray that Bitcoin does break that 25k region, because if it does, it's going to 30k. I tell you, it is definitely going to do that. But that's it. That's my thoughts on everything today. If you're new here, please make sure that you are subscribed. Hit that like button, and I'll catch you next time.